So it does seem that Ricochet's contract is set to expire very soon. And with Braun Breaker's recent attack on the one and only, today we're asking the question, should Ricochet have been given more opportunities? And what company should he go to next? Let's talk about it. So yes, the one and only does seem to be out the door. And while some people weren't too sure, I think the latest episode of Raw more than confirmed it. Now to be fair, I could be wrong. Ricochet might not leave the WWE, and he could come back to start a program with Braun Breaker, but honestly, I highly doubt that. But when we look at the career of Ricochet in WWE, I think he had a lot of good accomplishments. He had a great run in NXT, having banger matches with the likes of Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, as well as being the North American champion. And when he got to the main roster, some people were a bit skeptical, as Vince's handling of smaller guys like Ricochet weren't exactly the best. So it was understandable to be a bit concerned, but I think it was a lot better than people expected. He won the US title from Samoa Joe. He had great matches with AJ Styles, especially that Styles clash in the Thunderdome, and he was the last Intercontinental Champion before Gunther's historic reign, which definitely goes well in the one and only's favour. And let's not forget, he was the first Speed Champion, which I know some people might find that amusing, but let's not act like WWE Speed didn't pull in a crazy amount of eyeballs on that show. So it can only help the former champion even further. Now when it comes to Ricochet leaving the WWE, I think one of the reasons could be that when Triple H came into control, he thought that maybe he would get a bigger push because of how he was treated in NXT, which is just my speculation, but I find it interesting because with companies like WWE and AEW, they both have rosters that are probably a bit too big, so it's always hard to push certain superstars because of how many talent you actually have, so it's just one of those things. And another thing I wanted to mention is that with Samantha Irvin and Ricochet, I saw some people saying that she would go with him, which is fine either way. We've had a lot of superstars from both companies be in a relationship, and it's totally fine. Like Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews, and Cedric Alexander and Big Swole, as well as Edge and Beth Phoenix. So whatever they decide to do, I have nothing but the utmost respect for both of them. Ricochet is a great in-ring performer, and wherever he lands, he will definitely shine. And Samantha's great as well. I love the fact that she makes every introduction unique and really makes it stand out. So they'll both shine regardless. So the big question, where should Ricochet end up? Well, there's a lot of options for the former Prince Puma. He could go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, which he's already familiar with. He could go to TNA and cook things up with Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler. Or he could head to All Elite Wrestling, and I do think that is probably the best choice, because if he joins AEW, then he could still do matches in New Japan, as shown by Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley, and also there's a batch of fresh guys for him to tangle in the ring with. Ricochet versus Kenny Omega? Yes. Ricochet versus MJF? Yes. Ricochet versus Dan Lambert? No. But my point remains, seeing him in there with those guys would be a treat. And it's not like Ricochet's old, he's 35, and if we go by his recent WWE matches, then he can more than go in the ring. And another thing I wanted to mention is by Ricochet being in the WWE for as long as he has, his name value is going to be very high. And let's not forget, he did have a viral moment with Logan Paul in the Royal Rumble, and he also faced him at SummerSlam, so his popularity is going to be even higher than before. But yeah, wherever Ricochet does end up, I know he'll smash it. The guy can do a lot of moves that I don't think other professional wrestlers can even attempt, let alone do with ease. So yeah guys, that'll be it for today. Where do you think Ricochet should end up? Or do you think he should stay with World Wrestling Entertainment? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and more importantly, take care.